What's up? Hello, citizens of Gotham. Can you see me and hear me? We are here recording live from underneath Wayne Manor. Let me open this up. Streamlabs link is put in there, everybody. We're logging on to that. Talking like Johnny Carson. What is the deal with capitalism? And then let me open up the YouTube to see who's talking. What's up, Alien Effects? How are you? You can hear me good. Joshua Pegg. Have David Beckman and Sam Cedar on. Well, that might be tough. You never know. Good afternoon to you, Natural Progressive. Just did a great interview with Natural Progressive talking about fracking and how they had the NSA track people during the last Olympics. It's good to know. That's going to be shown. Susan Brown, hello. Schultzy 100, hello. Jeremy Chase. Do you think I could get you unblocked from the Jimmy Dore live chats? I don't know. I'll try, but that's kind of outside of my thing, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to get involved in that, but I'll see. Hello, Marcia Smith. Andrew Sweet is here. I know he's got to go to a hockey game soon. Mink 2005. Did you see Chink's rant against MSNBC and New York Times on Friday? Shit was great. He's looking woke. No, I have not seen that. That's good. I'd love to see Chink get in there the way he's always mixed it up. That'd be great. Yeah, I don't know why people get blocked by. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I have no control over that. What's up, Kinky? How you doing? You guys saw the Cenk thing? That's great. All right. So I've posted a bunch of videos. Let me ask you guys this, because I'm toying with this because of, anything that I could do to, increase the Patreon. So one of the things I've toyed with, if I could even do this, but let me ask you this. So right now at the $10 level, you get bonus video. And like when Ron and we're going to be on the road a lot in 2019. And so I show behind the scenes footage to the $10 people. And would more of you be inclined to join the $10 Patreon level if I put all my videos up there ad free? So instead of having to watch them on YouTube where there's Prager and those fine folks, would you pay $10 to get all the videos? I would just repost them on Patreon without any ads. Is that something you'd be up for or not? If you wouldn't care, or I don't know. I'm thinking about doing it. It's a little more work, but if it got more people to do it, then it would be worth it. Have Michael Brooks on. I'm not quite sure who Michael Brooks is. Hey, Devin Best, what's up? You do it, okay? You already paid $10 a month to YouTube to never see an ad. Oh, okay. Those of you that pay for the YouTube subscription, that's another thing too. If you are a YouTube Red subscriber and you watch my show, you don't get any ads, and I get paid. Any YouTube Red subscribers, whatever videos of mine you watch, I get money from that. So, you could just let my videos just play and play and play all through the night. I'll get paid and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Just a thought, throwing that out there. You love getting your Israeli propaganda from Prager. All right. What's up, Taj Marie? Oh, Michael Brooks is Sam Cedar's sidekick. That's funny. What's up, Cat B? Thank you for taking time away from Orca country to join us. I just can't, but it's a good idea. Patreon should see videos first. Yeah, all right. Hello, Graham. Greeting from the Germans. What do you think about worker scoops or workers co-ops or artist co-ops? Well, that's a great question. Wild Hound. I did 2 interviews with the Germans. Those were great conversations that I did with Danny and Christian Mueller. Both coincidentally were in Frankfurt. Somewhere we're going to try to go for the Progressive County tour. But the co-op thing is a really good idea. I mean, that's part of socialism, is workers owning the means of production, right? So I'm all for co-ops because I shop at one here in LA. And I think I'm going to, now that Amazon is like taking over Whole Foods. I used to love going to Whole Foods. I can't go there anymore. I think I'm going to join my local co-op and pay the yearly membership and start shopping there more. It's a little pricey, but it's something I want to support. So in favor, I think co-ops are great. If like this, my business, Political Vigilante, if my channel gets really big, that's my goal. And all my goals are, I always think big. Like, I want to win the Super Bowl. That's the way I think, for better, for worse. Sometimes it gets me in trouble because I think too big and I don't take care of the small stuff. But one of my long-term goals with growing this channel is I would love to have an actual TV channel, the Graham Elwood channel. And it's got Political Vigilante. It's got scripted TV shows. It does feature films, like entertainment that is progressive and has a socialist message to it, and talks to working people and stuff like that. If I got that big, and had something as big as TYT and had 50 employees or something like that, I would make it definitely more of a cooperative thing. So I'm in favor of it. I mean, obviously we're seeing the top-down method doesn't just stick it to everybody and I'm the CEO. I watched this TED Talk from this guy that runs this company, and that's how he did the pay gap. He ended the pay gap by everybody getting, similar wages. So, yeah, I'm down with cooperatives. Overall, I'm down with them. Getting into the specific of how they would work with this specific business and that specific business. Yeah, let's have that conversation. So, yeah, worker co-ops would change the country for the better. Glad you like the shirt, Joshua. Hello, Vegan Trove. You can do a Roku channel. Yeah. Ausgezeichnet. Es geht mir auch gut. Oh, now we're speaking German. Willkommen. Oh no, the channel's being taken over by the Germans. They're just like the Putins. Taj Marie, speaking of television, you should consult with Tim Black. He and Nico House are already on Roku. All right, I'll look into that. I don't know how there's all these different things too. I would love to know more about that. Yeah, I'll look into it. Or somebody at, info@grahamelwood.com. Send me, if you have specific information. Here's how you start a Roku channel or get your show on Roku. Send me the info. Corporatists are taking over TED Talks for propaganda purposes. Yeah, man. That's a great point you're bringing up, Kinky. And as Marcia said, don't forget to click the like button. The more likes, all those. Let me backtrack a little bit before I answer going to Kinky's thing. Tara May, thank you for supporting the show. Boom. Everyone liked the vid. It helps get more viewers. Yeah. So those things. The more likes, so YouTube tracks the analytics. If a video gets a lot of likes and shares and views and everything. So right now, all of you liking this and then sharing it on your social media right now, hey, Graham Elwood's live, tune in. That's YouTube tracks that. And then YouTube, the more views and likes a video gets, then they'll put it at the top. When you log into YouTube and on the right-hand side, it'll say you might also like these videos. That's a great way to help promote the channel. Thank Tara May for supporting the show. Shave Knuckles for Justice. But I want to get back to what was said about, you know, even the TED Talks are getting bought by the corporatists. That's what they do everywhere. Look what they did with YouTube, right? So when I first got into this, Jimmy Dore was telling me, Graham, this is awesome. Just put out a bunch of videos, and it just, everybody, the more videos you post, the more people watch it. It just, you know, YouTube just always raises the bottom. That's what Jimmy told me. He pointed me to a bunch of shows like Kyle Kalinske and Humanist Report and Sam Progressive. And from there, I found Tim Black, and I saw what everybody was doing. So people were canceling their cable and getting their news on YouTube from TYT and Jimmy and everybody else. So then they came in and they bought it out. So now clips from MSNBC and CNN and Fox or whatever, they're getting promoted by YouTube. And shows like this are getting demonetized. They're doing it everywhere. Anywhere they don't have complete control of the message, they try to come in to control it. So that's what they're trying to do here. Matthew Jones. Dr. Jones, just got the last of this. I am not a YouTube subscriber, yet I have a viewer, yet I have, as a viewer, been demonetized by watching RT, God, and other alternative truth tellers. I do not do the Patreon thing because I'm a terrible bookkeeper. Thanks, Matthew Jones. Well, first of all, thank you for supporting the show. Boom. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to put out as many different ways to support the show, because I get some people are like, you know, Patreon's not for me. So you can do what you just did, the super chats right now. So and I've actually found out through YouTube that all of the super chat money does go to me. Like, they don't take as much as I thought they did. I was mistaken on that. They just are throttling my views and stuff like that. And my ad revenue should be higher. Like, I've had several videos pop over. If you look, most of my videos get in the 300 to 500 views range, but I've had several pop in the 1,000 and 2,000 and 3,000 range. And that all happened in like a week. So that means I should just be getting more ad revenue, but it hasn't really shown that way. So when you guys do the super chats, or if you want to go to Streamlabs, Streamlabs is through PayPal. If you prefer using PayPal, that's in the show title, streamlabs.com/Graham Melwood. Those are great ways to support the show while I'm live streaming like this. Patreon is a great way monthly to do it. But Streamlabs, you can just donate whenever you want. That supports the show. And I always take that money from this and from Streamlabs, and I funnel it right into doing this show. So, you know, I use that money to pay for my Wi-Fi. Like, I pay for higher Wi-Fi speeds. Obviously, I pay for broadband, excuse me, which costs more. But I need to do it for this. And I put it into all of the things that I have to do to keep this channel running. And also just paying my bills so that I have the time to put into doing this. Also, there is my P.O. box. Some of you prefer the P.O. box. And people have sent me cool stuff from all over the world, you know. And I've got, and some of you have just sent me, you know, money orders or just cash wrapped in a thing, like however you want to support the show, I'm down with it. The P.O. box is at grahamelwood.com. Following me on social media, that's big. The more YouTube, subscribing, make sure the more YouTube subscriber number I have, that's big. The more people that follow me on Twitter, specifically Twitter, or liking my Facebook fan page, that helps. But Twitter is where I really talk politics. So the more Twitter numbers I have, and that also helps then, the more people that follow me on social media, then when I'm promoting these videos, like every time I drop a new video, I put it on Twitter, hey, I've added a new video. Even if you've hit the notification button and YouTube doesn't tell you, which they can do, even you should all hit the bell notification button. They still might not tell you, but then each time I do this automatically through YouTube. Whenever I post a video, it automatically posts on Twitter, I've added a new video. And so all those ways. And then if the Progressive Comedy Tour is coming to your town, there's great ways to support the show. So I really appreciate it. Matthew Jones, thank you so much for all of the supports that you have given me from the Germans. So if we go over to, and my internet's being weird. My internet's being weird. some of the other questions? You budget Jimmy Dorn, Graham. Thanks, man. Thank you, Matthew Jones. Jesus Zamora, did you ever see the video of the musician who was building tiny homes for the homeless in LA and the city stopped it? No, I have not seen that. God, I'd like to watch that and put that out there. I know the city. Yeah, if you could explain that a little more, that'd be great. Eve Lee, what's up, Eve? How you doing? How's life down there in sweet San Diego? Will you talk about the yellow vests? I'm just tuning in. Yeah, the yellow vests are a bunch of psychopaths that just don't like the 1%ers ruling thing. So I'm against the yellow vests. So that's as long as I can hold a straight face saying that. I've done some videos on the yellow vests, and I think it's great what they're doing, and we talk about this a lot. They're really, that's what coordinated resisting and protesting and striking and shutting things down looks like. One of the things I showed in my yellow vest video was those group of yellow vesters who were going to that toll booth and raising the arm and letting people in for free, because normally it costs 350 euros for people to drive to Marseille, which is ridiculous. It used to be like a vacation weekend. So the working class can't go there. It's only for the rich. See how the little ways that they screw people over, and how if you watch that video where you're interviewing some of the yellow vests, people were like, initially the tax was, people were mad just at the diesel fuel tax, but they were like, this was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was about, we were just sick of everything, you know, and passing those types of taxes on to the wealth, to the working class, and then doing a tax break for the wealthy was like, people were like, that's it, I'm done. So I really support what the yellow vests have been doing. And then of course, the ruling class says, oh, they're all getting violent, and they only show the violence on our TV. But of course they're not there. And they always, it's always, when they show violence like that, it's always, well, the protesters got violent and the cops had no choice. They never report the realities of the cops show up, they're militarized, ready to go. Someone throws a rock at them and they're just like, they go nuts. It's like, that's why you wear all the riot gear, so you can handle a rock. And there was just a protest in Portland. They're starting to, and people at the protest were starting, they were calling it a yellow vest protest. I just saw a tweet about this, and there was a guy that held up a quote from Ron Placone at the rally, which was awesome, man. Like, that was so great. So if you go to a protest and quote me, take a photo of Graham L with the political vigilante. That's just so sweet. So Eve, yeah, I think we as Americans should look to the organization of the yellow vests and start coordinating things, because that's what it's going to take, shutting stuff down. Now, and this is a point Jimmy brought up, and it's a very valid point. They have free healthcare. So it's easier for them to like strike and protest work. And because in America, the only way to get good healthcare is through your employer. So then there's a way for you to stay, you know, in line. You're less likely to protest your employer or whatever, or take days off work to strike, whatever, or protest because you don't want to lose your health care. And, you know, God forbid you have a pre-existing condition, or you got a kid with asthma, or a spouse who's struggling with cancer. You got to keep it. You got to keep it. You know, in one of the interviews I did with Christian Mueller from Frankfurt, he talked about, I mean, he gave me the price, what it cost him to get cancer treatment. It was like $600. And the only reason it cost $600 is because he paid an extra $400 for a nicer room at the hospital. How crazy is that? So it's a very valid thing. Thank you. Oh, Sam Dean. Thanks, man. Boom. Good day. I know it sounds silly, but where does our missing stuff go? Like socks, nobody thinks about it. Where did our missing socks go? Seriously, where? Sam, I appreciate you supporting the show. And I believe the A next to it means you paid me in Aussie dollars, which thank you. I love going to Australia. Australians, by and large, are so nice and friendly, and they ask wonderful questions. something's like this, the middle of a political chat, we should definitely talk about where the socks go. In my opinion, the socks are taken away by Susan Sarandon and Putin. So anytime you lose a sock, you should absolutely blame Susan Sarandon. She is so powerful. Hillary Clinton had $1.5 billion in campaign money. It was not enough to stop the powerhouse machine that is one Hollywood actress. So that's who's taking your socks, Sam. And anytime there's a problem, please, please, please blame the Green Party, Susan Sarandon, and Russia. Whenever, car doesn't start, Russia. Socks are gone, Susan Sarandon. Jill Stein loves taking socks. She takes them and then gives them to Putin. That's what Jill Stein does. This is a fact. Don't dispute it. It's true. Look it up. I love when people just say, look it up. Show me more evidence. So, Sam, that's what happened to your socks. And, it's anytime you lose your keys, Putin, something breaks, that's definitely the hands of a violent, sexist burn bro, because we all know this. All Bernie supporters are only violent males in their 20s. No women voted for Bernie at all. So that's, if something breaks, it's a violent burn bro that did it. If it's been stolen, it was a conspiracy between Susan Sarandon, Jill Stein, and Putin. These are all facts. I sound like Trump. Everybody knows this. That's how, when I'm doing those crazy, I go, oh, this is how he thinks. When I'm making these jokes, I go, no, this is how he thinks. And he says, everybody knows this. That's just such a bully tactic. Someone who's unwilling to hear your side of it. Everybody knows the socks are taken by Susan Sarandon. There's no point in even discussing it. What? Susan Sarandon steals socks? Well, she does. We know this. So thank you, Sam. That was fantastic for supporting the show, man. That's really, really cool. You guys are awesome. Kinky, thank you for supporting the show. Shave Knuckles for Justice. Do you think Putin implanted an electrode into Hillary's brain to make her do and say the things she did? Absolutely. Fact. Total fact. So that the Putin electrode that Kinky's talking about is the same one that actually Putin puts inside people to make them lose their socks, going back to Sam's issue. So she wanted to campaign in Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania, but the Putin electrode prevented her. That's what did it. And it's an electrode that is sexist. It only can be put in a woman's brain by a man. So you couldn't put it in my brain because it just wouldn't work. It's only designed to stop. Because we all know women have a crazy brain, right? That's what the Trump supporters told us. So this is how Putin did it. Wait, what? This is fantastic, you guys. I love it when you guys support the show just so you can post a joke. I absolutely love that. As a comedian, that is near and dear to my heart. I love when we had talked the serious stuff when you guys just oh, I'm going to spend money to make a joke. God love you. So Sam, now you know where your socks are. And Kinky, I hope that answered your question. This is verifiable fact that a sexist burn bro, well, sexist burn bros are controlled directly from the Kremlin. Did you guys know that? Yeah. So Putin puts it's a different kind of chip that goes in to create the sexist burn bro. That's why any women that actually voted for Bernie, they probably had that chip put in. So any of you guys that voted for Bernie, you weren't free-thinking progressives that want to see a better place for the world, or you're done with capitalism or the two-party system. You had a chip put in there. You don't know this, but it happened from Putin that then made you, a woman, a sexist burn bro. That's why you didn't vote for Hillary. Did you know this? Did you know that's why you didn't vote for Hillary? So we're getting to the bottom of it, guys, and we're really going to affect serious change. I can't even say it with a straight face. Thank you, Kinky. Sam Dean, we're hoping to do a progressive comedy tour. I was talking around the other day. We really want to go to Australia. We want to go to the UK and Australia. So we're going to look at that. I think Australia might happen in the fall. October, November. The UK and Europe might be September, October in there. That's what I'd like to do. So thank you so much for supporting the show, Sam. You guys are fantastic. Well, Baby Gerald brings up a great point to support the question for Sam. Hillary was getting dressed to go to a flight to Ohio and couldn't find her socks and missed the flight. See how this works? You see the conspiracy? Burn Bros and Susan Sarandon stole her socks. She didn't know where they were. That's why she couldn't. Same thing happened in Wisconsin. Look this up. These are all facts. Jesus Amora Graham, this video shows that you can print a 3D 650 square foot house in under 24 hours. Cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, it all comes together. I'm glad this is explaining everything. Scrabble Eddie. I hope mainstream media isn't listening because now they're going to have material for the next 6 months. Oh, and you'll see all these dumb neoliberals posting this. I knew they stole her socks. That's why she couldn't go to Michigan. Like Kathy Griffin's timeline. Jeremy Chase, thanks for supporting the show. Save Knuckles, brother. Sam's socks are in Venezuela, and Putin keeps people from attending the Clintons' Give Me Money tour. You guys are really on point today. You guys are you're zeroing in on it. And this is so important. Sam socks that they stole from Venezuela through Susan Sarandon and the Violent Burn Bros. Let me reiterate this. They stole them. They put them in Venezuela. So Putin, and that's how Putin keeps people from attending the Clintons' Give Me Money tour. Do you see how do you see how the global system works? How they keep people down? Like a lot of people think the reason Nina Turner wasn't allowed to speak at the DNC convention in 2016 is because the Democratic Party is afraid of progressives. And if they let progressives like Nina Turner take over the party, they're going to stop not going to get their corporate funding, and they won't be able to push, oil and war and the pharmaceutical and the healthcare industry and actually help people. That's not true. Nina Turner's socks were stolen by a violent, sexist Putin burn bro. And that's why she was same thing. She missed the rally. No one prevented her. Of course they wanted her to talk, but she couldn't find her socks. And there's probably some sort of Putin underground sock compound, as Jeremy Chase just said, in Venezuela. And that's why they're trying to get our freedoms. And if you don't agree with me, you're an Assad apologist. You like gassing children. So suck it. Thank you, Jeremy Chase, for supporting the show. And Sam, I hope this is really clearing things up for you down in Australia. I know because things rotate differently below the equator, this might be confusing with sock thing, but I really hope I'm America-splaining this to you so you get it. Tremaine just wrote, my black sock turned gray. What the fuck, Putin? Exactly. That's what they do. That's what to Putin when your sock was black, right? Why did he do that? And it's probably some Trump clan people are doing it because they're threatened by black socks. I don't want to go on a goose chase here, but I think you're onto a really good point. Putin does all of this. Plantastic Life, Dominic, thank you for supporting the show. I pulled an unpaired sock from laundry today. How does Sarandon travel the world so quickly? Who the F is she? Santa Claus? Well, you can't put it all on. I mean, that's a good point. I'm glad you're bringing this point up. This is the best super chat we've ever participated in, ladies and gentlemen. Here's how Susan Sarandon does it. Get out a pen and paper, guys. Start writing this down. No, she doesn't solely. A lot of people believe that she does travel like Santa Claus, which there is some truth to that. But it's her intergalactic network of Putin puppet / burn bros that all work to conspire to steal her socks. Does that make sense? Julian Assange is a part of this. Thank God we've got him locked up. because he's been sock stealing for years. That's what WikiLeaks really is. I mean, Sam knows this from Australia. WikiLeaks is like an Australian nickname for sock thief and Putin puppet. You know, like, hey, you're a real, hello, mate. They're like, you're a real WikiLeaker. Means you steal socks and you love the Kremlin. That's what that, Sam knows this. That's what that means. I'm applying it for you, but fantastic. You bring up a fantastic point. That's how Susan Sarandon does it. So... I have some dress socks that were taken. Now, I can assure you that my socks are somewhere in the Ecuadorian embassy with Julian Assange. I can assure you. That's all you need to know. Kathy Griffin told me. So Sam Dean, I hope this explains your questions, and thank you everybody else for tuning in to help Sam uncover this mystery. Black socks make white men think about their little white penises. Thank you, Sam. That's a great. Baby Gerald, we need a chart, a Glenn Beck style whiteboard. Yes, yes. The way, like Glenn Beck style, or when Rachel Maddow breaks it down. I'm going to put a sock. If someone could put a sock chart together for me, I'll put it up there. So we really need to get to the bottom of this soccery. Not the game soccer. We call that football in the rest of the world. But I really want people to understand what all the soccer is about. Putin sock puppets. Oh, how did I miss that joke? Oh my God, Sam. That joke was sitting right there for me today. I didn't grab it. That's on me. I'm a professional comedian. I should have made it. It's like a really good, NBA. Like you hit a wide open shot. If you play in the NBA, you got to stick that shot. I should have done Putin sock puppet. I apologize to you all for missing that joke. That's my apology to you. But to be honest, Susan Sarandon was in my brain with her chip. That's why I didn't make the joke. Because nothing's my fault, because I'm a neoliberal. Nothing's really my fault. Alexandria, Susan Sarandon beams in and out like Star Trekkers. Very good point. Valid. Real science. Tara May, Neera Tanden would actually believe this. Oh, so great. A dingo ate my baby. I cheated on my girlfriend, but it's not my fault. Putin made me do it. And yeah, of course. Nothing's your fault, guys. Nothing's your fault. You run a red light and get into a car accident? Yeah, the red. Who put that red light there? That's a Russian light. Think about it. Red lights are Russian. Hello, fellow yellow vests. What's up? Annabelle Corley socks are, Graham, our socks are poisonous down here. Yeah, of course, Australia, your socks are some crazy snake, lizard, wombat sock. Sam Dean, tuning in from Australia, bringing us very valid subjects to discuss. Thank you, Sam. Why did bad dancers say they have two left feet? Why couldn't a person with two left feet be able to dance? The moonwalk would look awesome if you had two left feet. And is that 2 feet? And is that 2 feet that are left or 2 feet on your left leg? I need answers. So, Sam, again, thank you for asking the tough questions. Oh, I thought it was on a TV commercial. Well, let's make this perfectly clear. This is a right-wing conspiracy. So they're saying that left feet are bad, right? So it's really the capitalists that are saying this on the right wing. I have 2 left feet. Why couldn't you have 2 right feet? 2 right feet, they'd be like, yeah, my 2 feet love guns. See what I'm saying? So they're making, it's part of the Republican Party's conspiracy to keep us down by making us feel that having 2 left feet, actually you'd have a full set of socialist legs. Your feet would have free health care. You would never have to pay to go to a podiatrist. Your shoes would be paid for, and it'd be great. But they don't want you. They want you to think that socialist feet are bad. Okay, Sam? I don't actually believe that one. Sam Dean, everybody. Outstanding, Sam. Nice work. Nice work, my friend. Never seen a pink one before. That's what happens when you get an Australian donation. Oh God, where are we here? Sam, you're fantastic. Graham, I noticed you switched from sitting to standing. What's next? Hanging upside down? That's my goal, is to hang upside down and then do this like some sort of vampire. Since I'm so in love with Batman, I want to hang from the ceiling like a bat. That's what I'm going to do. That's my long-term goal. Thank you for pointing that out. And that's also, Sam, why they don't want people to acknowledge that 2 left feet are good, because it would make it hanging from the ceiling better, and they want to keep away people from becoming Batman. It all ties into what Sam's been asking. Special guest Kristen Dunst. Haha. Let's see. Breaking news. In 2020, when you try to vote Biden, voting machine will switch it to Putin. Right. Because only the Republicans cheat at elections. Democratic elections are so honest and pure, and their primaries are never rigged, and they don't purge votes, and they don't block independents from voting because they know independents are more likely to vote for the progressive candidate. No, the Democratic Party is blameless for everything. The devil was said to sit on the left-hand side of God while Jesus sat on the right side. Trump is actually proof that the mouth is connected to the brain. Nothing from nothing comes nothing. Fantastic. Let's see what some of the other things are. Nobody. Do you think America deserves to be destroyed because of Americans' cowardice to stand up for themselves? Wow, that's a rough question. I don't think Americans are cowardly. I think there's a system in place that makes it really hard for us to resist. When you have to work 2 and 3 jobs to survive and you don't get free healthcare, then you're a slave. You're caught in this this rat race, if you will. I mean, I just retweeted this thing that Noam Chomsky said today about money. I'm actually gonna bring this tweet up because I want you guys to see what it says. So this is, I want to read the quote directly from what Noam Chomsky said on Twitter that I retweeted. I want to read this. I want to make sure I get this quote exactly correct. Money is a new form of slavery and is only distinguishable from the old slavery simply by the fact that it is so impersonal, that there is no human relation between master and slave, debt in government. And there's a documentary film, Money as Debt. So I posted this on my Twitter feed, and that goes back to your question. I think Americans are so caught. We have to work so hard. And this is true of a lot of Western countries, but all over the world, probably in certain form, one form or another, people have to work so hard to survive. And then, as I said earlier, if you go on strike in America, you lose your job, you lose your health benefits, and healthcare costs so much in this country, even with insurance. So I don't think Americans are cowardly. I think that the system's been in place to get us to not vote. Elections are on a Tuesday. We see how much we get cheated. So people say my vote doesn't even count. So the system is in place to keep Americans from rising up. I don't think they're cowardly. Baby Gerald, did you see the BBC story by Olga Robinson that explains how Putin has turned humor into a weapon? I'll send you a link. Oh my God, no, I did see that. And I actually retweeted that thing. It's so insane. And I retweeted that. And I made a joke like one of my vibrator jokes from my last album is being weaponized and Putin is going to shoot it from a MiG. It's so insane. You know what that message is? That's BBC, which is part of the corporate media. You know, they went after Jeremy Corbyn, who was a progressive that threatened the ruling class. The ruling class owns and runs BBC. Are there some decent journalists within BBC? Sure, but it's like what Hedges talks about with the New York Times or whatever. 20% of the articles are actually real, legitimate journalism. The rest is pushing the corporate agenda. So what they did, Baby Gerald, what an article like that is, because comedians there's a handful of us calling out the ruling class. There's a handful of us, and that's the same thing in the UK. Some big name UK comics are speaking out in favor of Jeremy Corbyn. So now, of course, if you do that, the Putin is now involved with comedians using free speech to call out the bullshit of the ruling class. It makes sense. I mean, Putin, as Sam knows, controls our socks, controls our left feet, controls all of those things. So, of course, Putin would have control over comedians writing jokes. Do you see that? They can never go after at every turn. It's the same thing. Once you understand how the simplicity, it's just about money and power. Once you understand that, then you can see those crazy type of stories as for what they are, which is they can't go after, in this case, a comedian that's making salient points, because the populist, progressive, issues and platforms that help the working class, that help the masses, you can't argue those. So you have to smear the person that's saying them. Hillary couldn't argue Bernie's platforms, so she had to call him sexist when he said, hey, wait your turn. That's all she could do. They had to make his supporters sexist burn bros. And if you don't vote for Hillary, you must hate women. They had to use that message because they couldn't say, look at her. They say she was the most qualified. Yeah, sure, to run the kleptocracy. She's an oligarch, of course. So when you bring up like Seth Rich gives this stuff to WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks didn't, then they blamed WikiLeaks. You see how they do this? They blame WikiLeaks. All WikiLeaks does, it's not called wiki hacks. They don't hack. Julian Assange doesn't hack people's computers. He's given information. They vet it, they verify it, and they put it out there. The number of WikiLeaks stories that have been rebuked has been 0 to my knowledge. They've never gotten it wrong. So now Julian Assange must be a Kremlin puppet. See how they do? They smear everybody. Bernie's a sexist. Julian Assange is a Kremlin puppet. Anyone who asked the question, why did Seth Rich, all Jimmy Dore did was say, seems weird that Seth Rich was killed. And all Jimmy did was ask the question. And then you have people all over the place. And you've got useful idiots like David Pakman saying, oh, Jimmy's pushing this Seth Rich conspiracy, just like Sean Hannity. See what they do? And it's a diversionary tactic. So now we're not talking about how the ruling class is fucking us. We're debating on whether or not Putin controls comedians. You see that tactic? when we should be focusing on who's stealing our socks. Thanks, Baby Gerald, for supporting the show. The Natural Progressive. Thank you for supporting the show, Chris. We had a great conversation yesterday. She always brings up stuff that's from Utah, but relates to all of us, like the fracking issue and how the NSA, and she was personally affected by this, used the 2002 Winter Olympics as an excuse to illegally wiretap and surveil it happened to her. If you watch the video, watch what she says, what happened to her. It's insane. And she told me this. So Chris, thank you for supporting the show. Once you learn you have been lied to, you can't unlearn it and you question everything. Yeah, that's the point. That's what Sam's doing down in Australia. He wants to get to the bottom of the socks and the 2 left feet conspiracy. So Sam's doing the good work down there. No, but that's a great point. And the other thing too, once you realize you've been lied to, then you can see the lies everywhere. It's like if you've ever been in a relationship with somebody who starts cheating on you or lying to you, or they start using alcohol or drugs. And then when someone starts becoming an alcoholic or drug addict, then all the lies start popping out. Then you step back and you realize, oh, when they said this, they were, that was manipulative. So you see the whole end game. You see, and that's what you do with the ruling class. And you don't need complicated hocus pocus conspiracies. It's real simple. They're in power. They want to stay in power. They want to control everything. They have nothing but just abject greed. They finally make enough money to buy a private jet. They want the bigger one. They want 2 private jets. They want 3 summer homes. They just can't get enough. There's never enough. And that's the sort of psychoses of that kind of wealth and power. And they've even done studies that some of those people, they lose empathy when they start making billions of dollars. They lose it. They don't care. It's insane. Like someone had a party and it said rich lives. Some billionaire had a birthday party and they posted rich lives matter. And they're just like, ha, 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 ha. Fuck you, man. So thank you, Natural Progressive, for supporting the show. Watch her channel on YouTube. Support all these other smaller shows, you guys. Get your news from them. It's awesome. Thanks, Chris. You guys are fantastic. This has been great. Oh. All right. Nobody. I thought we had a reasonable discussion, and then you went all nuts on us. So you're done. You got the big B, friend, the big block. Thank you, Jerry K, for pointing that out. Good-looking honky, Southern Hunters. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Alexander M. U.S. out of fill in the blank exactly. Mr. Black, yes, the Greens need to get more involved. Now we've talked about this before. The Green Party, one of the things I think they need to do, obviously they need more funding. But part of some people within the Green Party, I'll give you an example. Every election, there's this guy that's running for an office and he's in the Green Party. And when it says the person's job, it'll say this person, and they're a former prosecutor, or this person is a CPA, or this person was and this one Green Party guy always writes puppeteer. So you're telling people, what you're telling people is you're not serious. And I think that's some of the people within the Green Party. Jill Stein is very serious. Mejia was very serious. Rodolfo was very serious. And There's a lot of people who are very seriously involved with the Green Party, but I think they need to they need to do two things: get the local ones to seriously try to win anything, school board, city council, get Greens wherever they can, but really try to win, because I think they've just sort of been this sort of like token resistance to the Democrats. And they need to come at it like, how do we win? How do we win? How do we get this message across? We don't have billions of dollars. We only have a couple of $1 million, which is nice. They need to come at it like, let's start thinking about how we win, not just set up a table at a farmer's market and, there's one green one way back in Maine. Yay. Like, let's win nationally from a national standpoint, get the locals to start winning. That's what we should do. Plantastic Life, thank you for supporting the show. How did the Yellow Vest movement start? That's a great question. The Yellow Vests, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it started as a resistance to the gas tax on diesel. And if I understand this correctly, and if someone knows more about this, please correct me. But if I understand correctly, you have to be a commercial driver in France, you have to wear a yellow vest. If you are a truck driver, maybe even taxi cab, delivery person, something like that, you have to wear a yellow vest. So everybody wear a yellow vest in support of all the drivers, because it was really affecting them and just in everyday people in France. So that's, if my understanding from what I read when I did my last video, that's where it started from. I hope that answers the question. Kiki, thanks for supporting the show. Please explain Sam's chicken joke. I don't get it. Let me go. I don't know. Where's Sam's chicken joke? When this is like a. Where is that joke? I'm trying to find this. Yeah, once you get aware, you can't go back to ignorance. I'm not sure what this chicken joke is. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Nope. Oh, Sam Dean, here it is. A joke. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because Christopher Reeve wasn't about to anytime soon, was he? Is that just because Christopher Reeve is in a wheelchair, Sam? That's kind of a bummer if you're making that joke. I appreciate the support, but I don't know. I don't know that we need to make a joke about a dude in a wheelchair. If I understand that correctly. I think that's what that means. That's what I think it means, Kinky. I don't know. Might be too soon. Yeah. Oh, also maybe it's not. Well, Christopher Reeve is no longer alive. If that's the joke, he's dead. That's why he can't cross the road. Okay. You're making fun of a handicapped dude. I'm not really down with that. I appreciate the support, but let's not get out of hand. That's a great joke, and you stand by it. All right. Andrew Sweet, have fun at the hockey game, buddy. Oss. Everyone should check out the Natural Progressive and Graham on the YouTube fracking thing. Yes, it's really cool. So many things to be angry about. The one thing that really incenses me are the so-called Dems and libs who support the corporatists. Yeah, that's insane. I know. That's crazy to me, why people are like, you know, they want all these things. Like I say to like neoliberals and stuff, I'm like, we want the same things. I agree. We all want, but then when I try to explain, like, but when you support this person or that person, or you say, you know, you want this candidate that takes this money from these big corporations, you're then supporting them. When you say, oh, no purity tests. I posted today on my Twitter feed this thing. I took a bunch of platforms from FDR that he wanted. He's like Bill of Rights. He goes, Americans' Bill of Rights is his second Bill of Rights. Everyone deserves a good job. Everyone deserves health care. And I responded to it as though I said all the neoliberal things that people said about Bernie. Well, look, Franklin, this won't work. We need to, you know, this is too out the, you know, it's too pie in the sky. We'll never beat Hoover this way. I just said all the centrist things, and it just shows how preposterous it is. FDR pushed this very left socialist platform, and people always say he helped save capitalism. So it's insane to me, man. Jana Kelton, Beta says he's not a progressive. He doesn't like labels. At least he's showing us who he is. Yeah. I mean, I'll give him credit for saying that, at least, because I'm tired of all these, and it's happened with this midterm election. This last midterm is all these people just putting that progressive label on there. Oh, I'm a progressive. So-and-so's real progressive. No, they took money from this corporation or that, like Pelosi. I'm progressive. Yeah, with your millions of dollars in corporate money. So at least he's saying that, and now we all know he's not, you know. Look what happened to that guy. There was that viral video that went out of him saying he was asked that question and about, I think it was Kaepernick or something, and he gave this very thoughtful answer, and he gave serious, maybe he was going to get Ted Cruz out of there. But that's the thing. I bet if he would have gone harder left, and if he was an actual full progressive, he might have even won. I would love to see somebody run as a hard left progressive against an entrenched red Republican in a red state, red district. I'd love to see that, and just go to all these working class people in that red district, that red state, in that red town, and go, I'm going to help you out. This guy's a corporatist. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see somebody do that. But I'm not a progressive. They always got to get scared. They get scared out there on the left, and they got to move more to the center. Yeah, I'm a progressive that likes to get things done. Can't be saved. Yeah, capitalism can't be saved. We, the people, are responsible for the dystopian shitstorm we are in. We collectively allow it. Yeah, I agree with that up to a point. Yeah. This is, oh, that's a Hillary Clinton quote. No, that's funny. The person, the candidates, the politician, whomever you want, that can unify everybody and start talking about there's the rule in all of us that can unify everybody, working class, people of all ethnicities, all the people in this country that have been screwed over. The person that can do that is going to be very powerful. Bernie was doing that. Bernie, you know, I hope he runs again. I hope he runs again. Yeah. Hillary said she was a progressive. In the words of Ron Capone, there's nothing pragmatic about an incremental solution to a catastrophic problem. Yeah, that's the thing too. This pragmatism and incrementalism, I'm not in favor of. We don't have time for incrementalism. We really don't. We have 11 years, guys. We have 11 years, 2030. If we don't make drastic changes, 2018 is almost over. We're 2 weeks away from 2019. So we have 11 years to make drastic changes, and we need to start making them today. So I don't have time for the sort of 15 minutes of fame of the Beto O'Rourke's. I don't have time for them. I got time for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because she doesn't seem to be backing down at all. And I'm going to hold her accountable when she joins the Progressive Caucus and they well, we'll just let Pelosi. I'm going to be publicly critical of her when she does that. I'm sorry. It's nothing personal, but I want a real progressive in there. That means fighting because we don't have the time anymore. We don't have the time. Plantastic Life. Thank you for supporting the show. Labeling often ends discussion. Labels are also define subjectivity. So many conservatives consider Obama and Clinton as progressives. Yeah. Yeah. Well, conservatives call of them liberals. The right wing and the Republicans they're very skilled at, they made the word liberal a dirty word for the right. So it's too liberal. Obama's liberal. When I hear that, I'm like, liberal. Oh my God. So that's what we need. If we're going to change the discussion, we got to come in and have somebody say the ruling class and us. They want to divide us, liberal, conservative, red state, blue state, black, white, male, female. They want us fighting with each other. They want it. Oh, they're ecstatic that the neoliberals are still blaming Bernie supporters. They love that. They're ecstatic with that. They love the fact that the Hillary people act like they're in a cult, just like the goddamn diehard Trumpers and the diehard Hillary people act just as crazy. They love it. They love it. The person that can unite everybody, unite the 99% and call out the 1%, call out the ruling class, that person is going to get a lot of shit done. And that message will then cascade down to everybody else running down ticket, down ballot, running in all the smaller things. And people will say, well, that's what I actually believe. And I'm going to run for mayor on that platform. You know, I'm going to be like Gail McLaughlin, who did what she did in that little California town. That's what needs to start happening. That goes back to the discussion about the Green Party. The Green Party needs to start taking themselves and all of their elections and all of their candidates seriously. Don't come to me and tell me you're a puppeteer. Tell me you want to seriously change things. Okay? It's not wrong. I don't have a problem with puppeteers, but when you say I'm a puppeteer, it tells me you think this is a joke. Right? So it's a good thing you're bringing up Plantastic Life. ED Bitcoin SV channel. The rich fucks are the ones who create all corruption, who exploit workers, who are doing negative incremental and taking away money and all rights. Alexandria Emma, I honestly don't feel we can all have the kumbaya moment. Well, it's possible, and people have done it in the past. They were killed for it, but I think it's possible. And it's the only way that's going to get it done, other than because violent revolution, I don't know. I don't think what the Yellow Vests are doing is violent revolution. They're resisting, and then the militarized police are escalating violence. That's what happens. So, but there's a lot of peaceful ways they are protesting throughout France. Like I showed in my video, there's no cops nightsticking the people that are raising the arms on the toll booth. I talked about this repeatedly, the Japanese bus union that in Tokyo, they just let everybody ride for free. That's how they protested. They didn't shut down the buses because they're like, you know, Japan's a very honorable society, and we don't want the elderly, people needing to get to work, or the disabled, or not being able to get anywhere, getting to doctor's appointments and whatever. So we're going to keep the buses running. Everybody rides for free. And that hurt the bus company, I'm guessing more than they shut the buses down. What if every McDonald's employee, which is one of the biggest, I think, if not the biggest employer in America, they all just got together, coordinated online, and they picked a time, and they didn't let anyone, they just went, that today, everything's free at McDonald's until we get better wages. What if every Walmart employee did that? Not looting, not rioting, but just all of a sudden, for 15 minutes at every McDonald's all over the country, everybody's orders are free. Free, 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 free. It would cost so much. And what are you going to do? Fire every McDonald's employee? If every McDonald's employee got involved in this, you would cost McDonald's millions of dollars. I bet you they'd come to the bargaining table. I bet you they'd let you unionize, because that's going to cost them a lot more money than paying union wages. And no rioting, no fighting, no nothing. You know, I don't eat at McDonald's, but if I knew that was happening, I would go there just in support of them. I'd go there, get a bunch of meat and stuff, go give it to a homeless guy, because I don't eat that. Or woman, whoever's homeless. Scrabble Eddie, Trump isn't Putin's puppet. He's a threat to peace with Russia. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, Trump has probably done corrupted stuff. Has he done creepy stuff in Russia? Probably. Trump is a creep. But wasn't it crazy when Trump was trying to broker peace with Putin and everyone on the left was calling him a sellout? And I was like, I remember posting this on Twitter. I said, I don't like Trump, but I don't like the end of planet Earth from World War III more. That's something I don't, if I have to rate him, World War III that ends all human life, that's something I dislike more than Trump. So let's let these two superpowers iron it out. If Trump can broker peace, I'm all for it. Sam Dane, Sam, thank you so much for supporting the show. What do you think the ghost of Harambe is doing right now? I don't know who that is. I don't know what that reference is. I don't know if it's a joke. I don't understand it. I don't know what that means. I thank you for the support. If you want to elaborate on what that joke is, we can get into it. If it's one that offends a bunch of people, I'm going to move on. The Village Villains, listen to yourself. You want to convince me that 7 billion people can't do anything about a few thousand billionaires? I don't know who you're talking about, but I agree with you. The gorilla. Harambe the gorilla. I don't know what he's doing right now. I don't get it. Vegan Trove, Grant, could you please have Ajamu Baraka on one day? You know what? I'll try to reach out to him through Twitter. I don't know if he follows me or not. But one thing you guys can do, and I've said this before. So Ajamu Baraka was Jill Stein's VP candidate in the last election. He's a green. His Twitter feed's fantastic. I mean, he's excellent. I'll reach out to him, but it also helps if all of you go to him and say, hey, you should be on Political Vigilante. He might not know who I am. He might, if he watches Jimmy Dore, maybe he's seen me. He might know who I am, but I would love to have, when you see folks like that, they like, get that guy on, tell them, email me, but also you email them and tell them to be on. That helps. If they hear, maybe they don't know who I am, but then they start researching who I am. Like that interview I did with Chris Hedges, that was all set up through Susie Dawson, Susie's so awesome. So now Hedges kind of knows who I am. I might reach out to him and say, hey, dude, can we do another interview? And he might say, yes, he's pretty awesome, man. Yeah, Slow News Day. Ajamu Baraka is a fucking legend. He's a beautiful human, right on. The The reason we don't revolt is because of the polarization by design. Yeah, you're absolutely correct on that. That is for sure. Don't forget, guys, you can go to the Streamlabs is another way to support the show. I appreciate all the support today, especially from Sam down under. Come on, mate, shave a knuckle. Might mean something else down there. Yeah, I don't agree with that, Village, that it's our fault. The poor could the poor and working class rise up more? Yeah. I'll put some blame on apathy in this country, but then again, if you step back and look at the powerful, they have designed apathy. They want everybody playing video games and doing this. They've systematically for decades taken that away. They looked at they saw what happened in the 20s and 30s. The socialism was on the rise. So they demonized them. They saw what happened in the 60s and 70s, and they're like, nope. Look at all, let me tell you about artists. Remember in the 60s and 70s? It was artists. It was comedians like Lenny Bruce and George Carlin and people like that, Dick Gregory. Even Cosby, before it became fucking Rapey McRape. He should go to prison the rest of his life. But they were calling out Richard Pryor. They were calling out social injustices. Every musician, all the movies and TV shows, you had to take a stance on what was going on with civil rights, the Vietnam War, and women's rights. You had to take a stand on those things. You had to talk about them. We've all been bought off in show business. You now are, if you didn't take a stand back then, you didn't have much of a career. Now, if you take a stand, it hurts your career. I'm here to tell you, I've lost work. The chances of me getting some big budget TV show, sitcom, movie are a lot less because I do this show. I'm telling you that right now. My opportunities, like you're not going to see me telling jokes on late night TV. It's not going to happen. If I get a comedy special, it might get on Netflix if I have a big enough following, which is, again, another reason to follow me on social media because people like Netflix, they look. I have 20,000 Twitter, talking about Twitter. If I have 20,000 Twitter followers, which is nice. If I had 200,000, a million, then I would have more influence. I could do whatever I want. You're seeing with that with Jimmy. He's starting to be able to do whatever he wants. He's got 400,000 YouTube subscribers. So once I can generate revenue for people, they might take a chance on me. But they're definitely not going to take a chance on me when I'm saying these anti-corporatist messages. So you got to blame the ruling class, man. Punch up. Yeah, they're poor and living in fear of tomorrow. All right, you can't be convinced. You don't understand. That's fine. Oh, Harambe was an anti-Jill Stein meme on Reddit. That's funny. Yeah, Jeremy Chase, Red Dawn is still in prison. That's a good point. So many of these people that have protested they went to jail. Are you willing? So you have 7 billion people going, I don't want to be the first one to rise up and go to prison. Julian Assange is in jail, right? Edward Snowden, Red Fawn Fallis, she protested at Standing Rock. They're in jail. Are you willing to have your freedoms taken away? And if you question that for a second, then that's how 7 billion, that's how you keep 7 billion people in line. And if you won't, I repeat, won't, then don't listen and don't understand how the power how a handful of powerful people can keep a bunch of everyone else in line. That's how you do it. Yeah, if you just want to shit on everything village villain, then you know, go somewhere else, man. Graham, we have to start businesses that support or at least donate to progressive causes. Yeah, and that's a great point. So that's another way. that's the thing I talk about a lot on this show is vote with your dollars. Or if you have your own business or are thinking about starting your own business, maybe you have you run your own business, you're self-employed or whatever. How can you model your business and make adjustments to where it's being as progressive as possible? Here's what I do. I had a producer for a while. I paid her $20 an hour. I can't sit here and bitch about low wages and then pay someone $10 an hour or 12 or whatever. I paid her $20 an hour. Now she got too busy and stuff like that. And I needed to save that money. So I'm doing I'm doing all the work myself, but that's what you do. You pay people a livable wage. You support, and what little extra money I do have, I try to donate it to charities that I believe in. I like Heifer International. I like Habitat for Humanity. I try to shop at mom and pop businesses more. I try to support local businesses more. I try to. Sometimes it's hard because the corporations are everywhere and they make it cheaper and easier. I understand that, but like, I don't shop really at Whole Foods. I stopped doing that. I support this little market. I'm going to start going to the co-op. That's what I'm going to do. You know, that's how you do it. You're right. Polish Hammer. I risked going to jail because I was bringing supplies and food to Standing Rock when cops were pulling people over and raiding their cars. I drove in the middle of the night when oppression sleeps. Nice. Ah, I see. Thank you for that information. Plantastic Life. Do I think most politicians are ignorant of MMT and purposely hide it from their constituents or purposely hide it? I think it's probably a combination. I think a lot of people are ignorant to it, for sure, as I was. And I think it's both. I think the ones that are aware of it are hiding it from their constituents because it goes back to what we're talking about here. If the masses woke up to the realities of what the ruling classes were doing, like this lie that my taxes and all this other stuff, people would rise up. They're going to do look, they're paying close attention. They're paying attention to Standing Rock and people showing up at the town halls and more people waking and higher voter participation. And like, this was the highest year ever since California has been doing early voting and voting by mail that people have done it. They're paying attention to that. They're paying attention to what's happening in France, which is why they're trying to control the message to tell Americans, oh, they're violent, crazy hippies in France, and we have to control things. So, Plantastic Life, thank you for supporting the show. And that's why I think it's probably more of purposely trying to hide it from the constituents. There's got to be some that don't know. Look, politicians, just because they're elected in office doesn't mean they're smart. They might just be good public speakers. They might just have money or access to rich people that support them and they'll do their bidding, you know, so they'll just say the right things and get people worked up at rallies and take the money and spread it around amongst their billionaire buddies. They might be just good at that. Just good hustlers. So they might be just too stupid to know about MMT. The ones that are aware of it are absolutely purposely hiding it from their constituents. Absolutely. There's no two ways about it. Anything that gives the 99% information anything that gives them power to unify and rise up, they're going to try to hold that back. Absolutely. We're finally talking about Yemen, you know, because people are finally just a groundswell won't stop talking about it. The mainstream media has to talk about it since the Senate just passed that bill. And of course, 5 Democrats joined these other GOP Congress people to block it so that they can't vote on it before the end of the year. Weasels. Jefferson Free Press. Follow Julian's lead. Shine the light on them. Rats and roaches hate light. Absolutely. Yeah, Stephanie Kelton is great for MMT. I haven't interviewed you yet. Stephanie Kelton, Warren Mosler, Ellis Whittingham, Steve Grumbine, and Nick Matt are great sources for MMT. I've also interviewed Fidel Kaboub, and none of the experts on MMT ever address inflation or distribution. That's a good point. That's something I'd like to learn more of and ask that question. Thanks for bringing it up. Cat B, shaving the knuckles for the orcas. Thank you for supporting the show. You're fantastic. Until we confront capitalism, we will not solve the climate crisis. Wow, you sound like a pissed off Paiute. That's a great question. Well, it's not a question. It's a great statement. You're making an absolute point, because confronting the environmental crisis that we're in is like, you know, the antithesis of capitalism. We got to confront, you're right, we got to confront capitalism. The only thing capitalism that could keep it going is a Green New Deal. If capitalism said, we're going to do the Green New Deal, we're going to do it the right way, and we're going to distribute wealth more, and everybody gets a job, and that could help. But you're right, Kat. Capitalism is so out of control. The fact that there's 40 families or something like that that own as much money as 50% of the world is just appalling. And they don't want to save the planet. So it would be great if we kind of got rid of capitalism and everybody had a good job and everyone had education and the whole planet was just working together in unison to save the planet. If we did a Green New Deal, which was part of a federal jobs guarantee and universal basic income, and everyone had to do their part, starting in America, which would lead the world, every other industrialized country would follow suit, and all the wealthy countries would be able to distribute wealth to the poorer countries to help them get involved and give them the technology and the means and the green energy and all that. Would be fantastic. That's a great point, Kat. I really appreciate you supporting the show. It's fantastic. Sam Dean. Way to go, mate. Sorry. Awful Australian accent. All my accents are horrible. I'm from China, I am. That's my Chinese accent. Sounds like a Dickens character. We all attribute Trump with an orange. What other food goods would you attribute to American political icons, living or dead? I don't well, Mitch McConnell with a turkey, because he's got that gizzard neck. That's who I would associate Mitch McConnell with. I would Sean Hannity, I would associate with the type of food that you would want to punch. I don't know what type of fruit is like a fruit that is a scam and takes money and then pretends like they're on your side, but they aren't. Whatever that fruit is, I would assign that to Nancy Pelosi or good food item. But that's, God, great hard-hitting question, Sam. My guess is you just got a Christmas bonus and you're watching this somewhere in Australia drinking beer. Which I'm all for, my friend. Thank you for supporting the show and asking the tough questions. Christopher Ross. Chris, welcome to have him back. I haven't seen you here in a while. Thank you for supporting the show. For more vegan smoothies. Oh, I had a vegan smoothie today. Thank you, Christopher Ross, for asking this question. Here's what was in it. Unsweetened organic cashew milk. I've been trying that, which was on sale, so I wanted to try it. Very good. Frozen organic blueberries, half a frozen organic banana, frozen greens. I want to show you what the thing. I always talk about this. Here, the advantage of setting a studio up right by your kitchen. I get these, right? Earthbound Farms Power Grain. So baby chard, I don't know what that is. Kale and spinach. I don't know what chard is. I have no idea. But I buy this bag fresh, and then I freeze it. And then, because that way you don't need, if you do that, then you don't need ice to put in your smoothie. I don't like ice in the smoothie. And then I go to Costco. And I get these Kirkland organic blueberries. And then I get now, these are what I get at Costco. Oops, hold on. I get those at Costco because organic fruit, even in California, is crazy expensive, and I eat that every day. I have a smoothie like just about every day, so I just can't afford to buy the little. It just is too much. That bag is like $8, $9 or $10 at Costco. That's a $20-some bag if I buy it elsewhere. When I buy it stuff like the Co-op and this local market by me, I buy like gluten-free bread. I buy veggie meat and vegan cheese and stuff to make sandwiches. I'll get my bananas from there sometimes. Heads of lettuce, because at Costco, I got to buy lettuce for I'm not feeding a goddamn middle school salad. So that's what I do with that. And then environmentally friendly cleaning products. I'll show you some of these. So like this is my laundry detergent right there. And then I get these dryer sheets. These are 7th generation dryer sheets. Here's the cool thing about these. These dryer sheets are compostable. So when I'm done with them, after I put them in a load of wash, I put them in my compost, and I'll show you that. I'll show you what I get. I won't show you my compost because that'll gross you out. But I get these. So I get these. These are bio bags. These are compostable bio bags, right? And again, I buy these at my local market or the Co-op. So what they are, these bags that are. So then I'll show you one of these. I have this little, I'll show it to you. I won't open it up because it's gross inside. So I get this thing. See? And then I put this in there. And then whenever there's banana peels and stuff. Ew! And then I use these products. This is good. This is for my dishwasher. Automatic dishwasher tablets. So what I do is I put this bag in that little bin, and then I almost never use my garbage disposal because you use less water. We have a serious drought problem here in California, but everyone should be saving water. So you use less water, and then you got to be careful because if you let it. After about 5 days, those bags start to disintegrate because they're compostable as well. They should. But I drink loose leaf green tea. I'm not a coffee guy. I put my tea in there. You can put eggshells. You can't put any dairy or meat, like any. If you eat meat, don't put like bones or anything like dairy. It goes bad. It gets horrifying. Don't do that. But thanks, Chris Ross, for bringing that up. Where's this one now? Make sure I got everybody. But those products are a lot of them are local, and that's what I buy at my local market. I get my Kleenex toilet paper and paper towels are all made from recycled paper. I always buy products that are made, like they close the loop. I'm trying to buy more products that don't use single-use plastic. That's been my thing of the last couple months, and I've talked about it here before, of like, how can I not use single-use plastic? Part of it starts with just not buying products that use it. I'm trying not to use straws when I go out to eat. I saw this thing online. I haven't bought one yet, but a portable, it comes in a thing about that big, and then it opens up to a straw, and you can clean it. So you can use straws places it's a reusable straw, and it fits in your pocket or your purse or whatever. I think I just told you, Jefferson. Eco living with Graham. Yeah, this is what living in my house is. That's cool. We just feed most of that stuff to the chickens. Well, that's one way to recycle it. Sam Dean, thank you. All right, Sam. Do you think Vladimir Putin is just super crazy because he kind of has the word poo in his name? How many beers in are we, Sam? How many beers into the chat are we? I know you Aussies like your beer. Are you beer and super chat? Are you drunk super chatting? It's like drunk dialing. I think Putin is a little nuts. I think, he's ex-KGB. He's definitely done some pretty gnarly stuff. He's not some hero or anything like. He's definitely done some gnarly stuff, but blaming everything on him is hilarious. And I read Putin. I read it like that food you eat, Putin, not P-O-O, not the butt joke one that you're doing, the toilet poo-poo caca joke that you're doing, Sam. Oh, Sam, today you really make me want to get back to Australia. We're going to do shows down there. Ron's never been. I think Jimmy and Steph want to go. I think we're going to try to coordinate some big tour thing where Jimmy's doing shows, and I love Australia. I love Melbourne. I love Sydney. I've had great times in Adelaide too. I've never been up to the Gold Coast in Brisbane. I want to see that. I want to see Perth. I love all the little beach towns I've been to in Australia. They just remind me of little California beach towns. I always say Australia is like a British California. It's really cool. So yeah, we want to set up some shows down there. We're gonna do it, and you can make even more of these jokes to us. Poutine is delicious. Alexandria M., you're half Russian. Well, that means half of you is buying elections and preventing our beloved Hillary from becoming president. Thanks, Alexandria. How's Susan Sarandon doing? No, I only drink wine and some cider, but usually when I'm cooking. Otherwise, what's the point? Thanks, Sam. Some psychedelic shrimp on the Barbie, it seems. I had a stroganoff once. Nice. We're really dick jokey today, gang. Graham, do you love Australia? I do love Australia. I got some great friends down in Australia too. Like Will Anderson is a big comic down there, and we've had him on Comedy Film Nerds a bunch. I've been on his show. I really like Will. I consider him a pretty good friend. He's So we do shows with him. He's very left-leaning socialist. We would definitely talk to him a lot. The Chicago Order of the Satanic Temple is feuding with Illinois state Republicans. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, Putin did amass a great deal of wealth for himself. Stable, genius, progressive. I've noticed all kinds of non-establishment work type folks here in these chat circles seem to think Putin is awesome and cool. Why? I don't know if he's awesome or cool. I don't know. Yeah, Russia is doing well. Yeah, 17 hours in coach, 20 hours in coach seats is tough. I've always been upgraded. Graham and his Looney Tunes. Yeah, today was a little nuttiness. Well, guys, that's the show, man. We've done an hour, 36 minutes. You guys are fantastic. I really, today was so much fun. It was like really enjoyable. I'll give you $100 if you sing Love Boat. Yeah, I'll sing Love Boat. You want me to sing the theme to Love Boat? Sure. Put it up there. We'll end the show on me singing Love Boat. Gladly. I would gladly sing Love Boat for you guys. I love that show. I grew up watching it. I'll definitely sing Love Boat. It's so much fun to sing Love Boat. Let me bring up all the other names and I'll sing Love Boat. Sam, God love you, my friend. Let's go here to the live stream. I'm going to read off everyone else's names and then get these names together before I sing Love Boat, if that actually is going to happen. Live control room. I'm in the live control room. Lauren, yeah. Yeah, I think they did. The Love Boat promises something for everyone. Yeah. The Love Boat song we're making. Oh! All right, Sam, you got it. Let me drink a drink of water, guys. Did not think I'd be singing Love Boat today. Online. This one I'm going to actually record, and we're going to post this as a separate video. All right, this is for Sam Dean and everybody. Hold on. Let me get I want to make sure I got the lyrics. What translation of Das Kapital should I read? Oh, well, if you understand German, I'd read that one, but get the English one and then go online and compare them to the other ones. Love Boat theme song. Let me get the lyrics right. Lyrics. All right. All right, Sam, this is for you and everybody in the love chat. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Love, exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. Love, life's sweetest reward. Let it flow. It flows back to you, the Love Boat. Soon we'll be making another run. The Love Boat promises something for everyone. Set a course for adventure, your mind on a new romance. And love won't hurt anymore. It's an open smile on a friendly shore. Yes, love, it's love. Love boat, soon we'll be making another run. The love boat promises something to everyone. Set a course for adventure, your mind on a new romance. And love won't hurt anymore. It's a friendly smile. It's an open smile on a friendly shore. It's love. It's love, 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 love. It's the love boat. The love boat. Thank you, citizens of Gotham. That the songwriters were Charlie Fox and Paul Williams. You guys are so amazing for that. That was the greatest thing I've ever seen. You guys are so great. Yeah, I am a sucker. I definitely have a lounge singer. I cannot sing, but I know how to fake it and sort of talk sing the way Shatner said, "Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, your jingle jangle, I'll come following you." I could sing that all day and night. Thank you so much. What would Simon Cowell say that? Oh, it does have a lovely bridge. I'm not too old. I do remember the Love Boat. I watched it as a kid. I believe it was either Saturday nights on ABC. You had Love Boat and Fantasy Island back to back. 2 hours of nonstop amazing television. Oh, Piano Bar meets Love Boat. You guys are great. You had me at Shatner. Oh, Kat, you like Shatner? Maybe we'll make that a Patreon tier. What would be a reasonable price? And I'll just call you up and sing or do any voices you want or make a ringtone for you, whatever you want to do. You tell me. I'll do it. Yeah, I can call you up and talk in a Shatner voice. Mr. Tambourine Man, your jingle jangle, I'll come following you. Take me on a trip on your magic swirling ship. Mr. Tambourine Man, the ending of that song. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Google, as soon as the show's done, William Shatner, Mr. Tambourine Man. Listen to it. It will change your life. Please. If there's one thing you're going to do to make Gotham great again, listen to Shatner sing Tambourine Man. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. Oh, right. Oh, Shatner's Rocket Man is amazing. At the Science Fiction Awards in like 1978, it's amazing. I'm a rocket man, and I think I'm going to be high as a kite by then. You guys are great. You guys, this was... I don't do a Dick Cheney. I guess my impression of Dick Cheney would just be like choking a puppy and then smiling would be my impression of Dick Cheney. But all right, guys, I have to go. I want to thank everybody who donated today. Tara May, thank you so much. Matthew Jones, thank you so much. Sam Dean from Down Under, thank you. Kinky, right on. Jeremy Chase, thank you so much. Plantastic Life, Dominic, always great to see you here. Tara May, thank you again. Sam Dean, thank you again. Baby Gerald, outstanding. Sam Dean again, thank you. The Natural Progressive, watch her show, guys. It's fantastic. In the interview we just did, she's great. Plantastic Life, Dominic. Dominic has a great website if you want to know about how to go to a plant-based life. Check that out. Kinky, thank you so much for supporting the show. Plantastic Life, again, you're fantastic. Sam Dean, thank you, Sam, so much. Hope to be Down Under. Plantastic Life, again, you're fantastic. Kat B, thank you for taking time out of your day from Orca Country. Hopefully we'll be doing shows up there so I can see them up close, and I will do a Shatner impression for you. Sam Dean, again, thank you, Sam. Christopher Ross, great having you back here, friend. Good to see you. Sam Dean again, outstanding. And then Sam Dean for the Love Boat closer. Daniel Sullivan, thank you so much, guys. I absolutely love. Check out Vegan Trove's channel too, everybody. Free Julian Assange, absolutely. Free Julian Assange. Thank you for posting that. Shoot your friend. That's a Dick Cheney impression. Yeah, just go hunting and shoot your friend in the back. That's how you do it, guys. This was so fantastic today. It was hilarious. We had funnerton stuff, and then we, the best. So maybe when I come to a progressive comedy show near you, go to grandmiller.com. January, we're coming to Florida. We've added more dates. We're going to Utah. We're going to New Orleans. We're going to Pensacola. We're going to Fort Worth, Texas. We're going to Houston. We've just added San Antonio. We're going to add Austin soon. And at some point in the show, towards the end, if you want me to, yell out either Love Boat or Darien, and I'll do both. Thanks, guys. Super chat blessings and everything. Have a great holiday. It's the season for the reason, you guys. So, nothing in Albuquerque yet. Putin did take in Snowden. You guys are fantastic. I really appreciate you watching the show. And remember, love, life's sweetest reward. It's an open smile on a friendly shore. So let's all make Gotham great again, you guys, by remembering that love won't hurt anymore.